Good morning, everyone. How is your Sunday morning going? The skies are blue, Rasmus Højlund is still pissed, and Manchester United are FA Cup winners. It was a brilliant day after basically no hope before the game. A lot of United fans, including myself, thought it was going to be a really, really difficult game and almost we'd win it in the later stages as long as we stayed in the game. How wrong could we be? 2-0 up at half-time, and even when City improved in the second half, we still competed, we still held on, and really they only scored from a mistake from Onana. You could maybe argue that it went through a few bodies, but yeah, they didn't create much, they weren't good. United were a better team and deserved to win, but what we're focusing on this morning is the praise which Pep Guardiola gave 5 certain United players before the game, and how that kind of impacted in the game and how they played. It seemed like they proved him wrong. So first up, he praised 4 players, 4 attacking players in particular: Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund and Bruno Fernandes. In his pre-match press conference, asked about the attacking talent, he said, "They have runners, the actions from brilliant players they have up front. Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund and of course Bruno Fernandes. When he has the ball, everything happens. The influence from Bruno on that team is outstanding. Unbelievable. I saw the last few games and I said, this guy, his creativity is one of the best I've ever seen." And then fast forward to Saturday afternoon and almost everything Pep predicted to happen happened. United started with both Garnacho and Rashford on the wings, which was kind of a controversial decision from Ten Hag, especially considering Amad Diallo's form. But Ten Hag really wanted those runners in behind to try and stretch the back line of City, while United defensively remained incredibly compact, almost annoyingly compact considering the problems across the season, but that's for another video. United were brilliant defensively, but those players on the break and Højlund in the second half were really important for United to gain territory, almost give the defence respite, and also create chances yourself. Look how United scored both of their goals. The first one, an incredible ball from Diego Dalot after Sofian Amrabat almost encouraged City to press him. He passed back to Dalot. He played the ball in behind, and you can say that it's an error between Guardiola and the goalkeeper. But Garnacho was there. He was stretching the back line. He was ready to make that run, and he capitalised on the mistake. The second goal as well. Marcus Rashford, what a ball as well. He's really good at those driven long passes. And I mean, I can't blame anyone from... obviously, we won, but I think all players put in an incredible shift. And Rashford as well, done really well. And that ball over the top to Garnacho stretched the City back line. It's almost like United was staying really compact, making it difficult for City, and then stretching as soon as they got onto the break. Like United's best teams have against City in recent years. I mean, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team, which were known for beating City, that's almost how their blueprint was, to remain compact and then stretch and break. And United done it really well yesterday. Garnacho, again, he's amazing. I mean, he's showing really good signs on the left-hand side, but it looks like we have a much more polished, mature player on that right-hand side. He comes inside, plays the pass back, and Bruno Fernandes. Pep Guardiola said it. He said, this guy creatively is one of the best players I've ever seen. And while we all have our things about Bruno Fernandes, is he always the best of his ability? Can he sometimes be erratic? Yes. Can he sometimes be a little bit naggy to referees? Yes. But you should like that as well if you're a fan of the club. But yeah, Bruno was absolutely tremendous. I think I haven't watched the game back. I want to do that at some point today, but I think he was one of our best players on the pitch. And it was probably one of his best performances in a United shirt. Just absolutely relentless. And Rasmus Højlund off the bench. And I think in the previous video I mentioned it, that we're going to have to need someone to come off the bench. I was expecting it to be to try and get the goal to win, but we were in the situation where it was almost to get United up the pitch, save time, waste time, get to the end of the game with a win. And Højlund was absolutely phenomenal at that. I know we've all been saying as well, he needs to stop going into contact with players, and for the large part he does. But for this game, it was perfect, and he really bullied a couple of players to help United get yards up the pitch. And obviously, in the 97th minute, where you could tell me that there's only 2 seconds left in the game and I'd still be nervous. But Højlund done well, won a foul up the pitch, and that was essentially the last kick of the ball. But that United front line was very, very dangerous. Bruno, McTominay as well, Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund when he came on. Obviously Guardiola, he knew. I think Guardiola across the years, even when he was playing Solskjaer, he knew that threat. But it's hard to stop, especially if you are wanting to be the possession dominant team, controlling stuff. You're always going to have that on the break, that problem. And United punished City. And the 5th player, not mentioned yet, is Lisandro Martinez. The Argentine came back into the team. Obviously last week he started against Brighton, but it was always, I think there was a lot of hesitation about putting him into this game, because I don't think he had the greatest game against Brentford. And it was almost like, he's only started 1 game. We want him for the long term. Are we going to risk him again? Absolutely phenomenal. I know he came off for Johnny Evans midway through the second half, but he was leading United through alongside Rafa Varane. What a last game to have. Those two together, of course, last season, it was amazing, them two, the kind of partnership they made. And they ran it back for the final. And those two together, Varane, when we were defending deep, that is his bread and butter. And Martinez as well, bullying Erling Haaland, who had to resort to diving in the box. Martinez gives him a little shoulder barge and he falls on the floor diving. He finished him. And for United fans, that's not actually that surprising. Martinez, top centre-back. And Guardiola admitted it after the game, saying Martinez is a top 5 centre-back in the world. He made the difference on this game by playing passes through our defence. And, I mean, yeah, spot on, basically. Martinez, his game in possession just fills me with so much more confidence than the likes of Evans, like the likes of Lindelof. Of course, Maguire is a decent ball player, probably an underrated ball player. He can be very good, but the confidence instilled when Lisandro Martinez has the ball, I think, is unmatched with any of our other defenders. And yeah, he had a brilliant game. Everyone had a brilliant game. I can mention Dalot, Onana, apart from that moment at the end. Some of the cross claims or punches away when City were piling on pressure were really good. Wan-Bissaka, especially when Doku came on, he was really dangerous, scored the goal. But Wan-Bissaka dealt with him mostly. Defenders, like I said, the centre-backs, perfect. Evans, when he came on, done well. Mainu, man. What a player. Sofian Amrabat, perfect. The subs all came on and done well. But Pep Guardiola knew that this was coming, and it must be a hard thing for a manager to deal with. He seemed very animated after the game, very upset with the officials for some reason. I'm not sure why. And yeah, they simply weren't good enough. And let's also maybe talk about Kevin De Bruyne getting hooked in a cup final against your biggest rivals. Yeah, no comment. But yeah, after the season that Manchester United have had, it's just relieving to be able to have that under the bag. Whatever happens with Ten Hag, let me know what your thoughts are on Ten Hag in the comments below. Do you think he should stay or go? I think that cup final might have swung it for some people, but yeah, whatever happens, I'm just glad that he got that in the bag, and it was a really perfect tactical performance from the manager. And yeah, Pep Guardiola was scared of Manchester United players, and he's always been wary since he's come to the Premier League, especially under Ole and under Ten Hag as well. He knows that United have the players to break on City. It was all about United staying compact in defence. That was what the game was about. That was where it was going to be won. And that's where Martinez, Varane, Dalot, Amrabat, Wan-Bissaka, that's where they all came in. And also the whole team, because the whole team defended extremely well. But yeah, I'll leave you guys on that one. What did you think of Pep Guardiola's comments? Is Martinez a top 5 centre-back in the world? I kind of think so. And as well, what were your thoughts on the final? How buzzing are you? How many beers did you drink last night? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed United lifting the FA Cup, give it a like below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And that's all from me. We'll see you in the next one.